name's Richard Parman, and I own Rick's Comic City in Donaldson. See, I got into comics late. I was in my teens, really, when I got into it. When I grew up in Inglewood, and nobody I knew even collected comics, didn't even know what it was. And when we moved to Donaldson, every kid in the neighborhood collected comics. They all had a short box, long box, and we'd spend hours just reading through them. And before I knew it, I was addicted. This got, let's see, about 10 years ago, I'd been doing some local shows and stuff, selling off my extra comics. You know, I had 80 long boxes of stuff, and I had a few dupes, a lot of dupes, and just started doing a few shows here and there, and started making a little bit of money at it. And then I opened a store that was 250 square foot, and it cost me $200 a month for that. And I figured worst case scenario, I could pay it out of my own pocket if it didn't turn into a success. But 10 years later, and I'm still here. So they always said that the DC characters are the heroes that you want to be, and that the Marvel characters are the characters that you wouldn't want to be. You know, because Peter Parker's so unlucky in life. Yeah, he was bit by a spider that gave him powers, but everything else in his life's a mess. Hulk can't ever be around anybody because when he hulks out, he's going to hurt them. Whereas Bruce Wayne's a millionaire that just goes out and fights crime. So it's artists, it's writers, it's publishers. Sometimes it's, you know, as easy as party lines. You know, you're a Marvel or DC guy that keeps it cool for you. I really don't know what makes it cool for everybody. I'd say I'm probably a DC guy. I started out a Marvel guy, but these days I'd say I'm closer to a DC guy in what I read. The Green Lantern has got it. The indie comics, I love them. As long as the work ethic's strong from the publishers, it's fantastic. It's when you get an indie publisher, it has a lackluster work ethic, that it does more harm to the industry, because you get this fantastic book that comes out, and then 2 years later, the next issue, after everybody's forgot about it. Like we had a new Witchblade for a while. They're doing a new Artifacts series. I mean, the darkness has been better than ever. And then Ron Mars came in, and probably the issues in the 80s, and took all that convoluted past and made it good again. And it's been awesome. And Dark Horse does like the best job ever of getting the rights to like TV and movies and making them into great comics. I've never seen anybody license better than them. Let's see, comic book movies are awesome, because what they do is they increase awareness. Some of these comic books distribute 100,000 copies, and then you're getting box office hits that have millions and millions of people going. I find that on the comic book movies, you tend to enjoy them more whenever you're not as emotionally invested in them. I love the first Spider-Man movie. The second one got a little bit harder for me, and by the third one, it was a train wreck. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see Scott Pilgrim in the theater. I had passes Thursday night, and I didn't even get to go. That stunk. Well, it looks pretty true to the comic, and that's what I liked about it. And I love the video game special effects and the fight scenes. That's looking great. Well, I'm looking forward to the animated Goon. I hope somebody picks it up and it actually makes it to the theater and not just a direct-to-DVD only or something. I hated Superman Returns. That was, I don't know how they could have got it more wrong. I mean, you're doing a sequel in the middle of a series, and I used to work at a shoe store with a guy, and the manager there used to draw comics on the back of the store flyers. And you sit around watch him do that all the time. And before I knew it, I was drawing comics on the back of the store flyers. And my second published work, by no feat of my own, is actually worth like $50 because of Eric Powell not because of what I did. But it's nice to have a book worth $50. Sorry, I'm rambling. Come see me at Rick's Comic City for the best selection of new comics and graphic novels in Nashville, and the friendliest staff.